Bitcoin is trading at $60,000. It's been a couple of weeks since I made the last update here on the channel, so I think we're well overdue here for a bit of an update here on the higher time frame of Bitcoin and what exactly is happening. Because if you look on social media and specifically on X, you'll see a lot of people saying the bottom is in or the bottom is very close, the bottom of the cycle is in, and we're basically close to starting a new bull market. And in my opinion, that is complete garbage. We have to follow the technicals though, right? Like anything can happen, but until something happens, it's not the case. So let's dive straight into the charts and let's see what we have over here. By the way, guys, if you can hit that like button, please do that, because I've just been getting really hit everywhere in terms of engagement. My Instagram page got disabled by Meta because of their AI system. I did a selfie verification upload and then they just disabled the page. I pay for Meta Verified. I'm unable to get any support and it's pretty wild. That's like 1 million followers, like been working on that for 6 years. It's just gone, boom. And then we have on X, I'm pretty limited in reach too. And then we have YouTube here, which is pretty much the last remaining channel. So if you can smash the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. I do have a public Telegram channel, which is also kind of a last line of defense in the world of social media, where they can just ban your pages without any consequence, without any warning. So that'll be in the description down below. Come and join there. I do post daily in there. And of course, we have my VIP Discord, where I'm active every day, even if I'm not posting here on socials or on YouTube or anything like that. I will add a link down below. I actually haven't opened that publicly for most of the year, since Black Friday, actually, last Friday. So I will probably do a reopening of that at some point. But for now, let's dive straight into the charts. Smash that like button. So I'm going to start out here with what I think is the important chart, which is the monthly chart of Bitcoin. You can see 60,000 and the 50 simple moving average. And this has actually been the support of previous bear markets. So in 2018, it acted as a perfect support. In 2022, we got a little bit below it, but that was actually the bottom of the bear market too. And right now we are sitting here right on this 50 SMA, around 60,000. We dropped to 58,000. So similar, and this is obviously support over here. But the key differences over here in these previous cycles is that over here, this was the regular 12-month bear market with the final capitulation at the point of touching it. Right now, in terms of timing, we still have about 4 to 5 months to go based on the 12-year cycle, right? So October or November, maybe December, and we are already on this 50 SMA here. So that's a bit of a concern in terms for the bullish case, because that still gives us time to go lower. Number two, what is also a concern is that we have not seen any major players blow up in this bear cycle yet, which is the second point why this might not be the bottom. In all previous bear markets in 2018, we saw a lot of stuff go under, with at the end of the bear cycle, the final collapse, with almost BitMEX almost literally going under. Then in 2022, as you know, we had lots of issues. We had Terra Luna collapse, we had Three Arrows Capital, the hedge fund collapse, we had the Celsius and Voyager yield lending platform scams that basically went under. And then also at the final stage, the final capitulation, was FTX, the exchange, going under. Now, we are about, say, 6 or 7 months into this bear cycle, and we have not yet had any major platforms blow up. No exchanges have gone bust, and the most obvious candidate right now for a potential going bust is Michael Saylor with all his financial engineering. Number one, he was on the cover of Forbes, which, as you may know, people appearing on there have not yet had the best track record. CZ was there before he went to jail. Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX was on the cover. There's so many examples of people who go on the cover and then end up with fraud, right? So if that's anything to go by, it's not promising. Then he has all these financial engineering, especially with his latest scheme, which is called Stretch, which is supposed to generate yields. Again, that brings back flashbacks of what happened in the last cycle. Yield on crypto usually does not go hand in hand. So there's this guaranteed yield, and it turns out that allegedly he actually used ChatGPT to create this product. And so far it's depegged. It's supposed to be around $100, and it's dropped into the 70s already. And while it is not the exact same mechanics as Terra Luna, you got to start wondering, at what point is he going to be forced to sell? What point are the shareholders going to demand to be selling Bitcoin and if he sells Bitcoin, what is that going to do to the price? And then we have all these other treasury companies, these digital asset treasuries, DATs, like Tom Lee's Bitminer, who's currently down $10.5 billion. Michael Saylor is obviously down well over $10 billion. And then we have all the smaller ones, Metaplanet, a whole bunch of other ones. So based on that, what I've just said, plus the cycle timing, the bottom should only be somewhere in Q4 based on previous cycles. I think if we lose this 50 monthly moving average, we could still be targeting the previous lows, right? The lows of 2022. And that would be pretty wild. It would be basically $15,000 Bitcoin, which is another 75% lower from here. And that might sound crazy. I don't know if it's going to happen for sure, but I will say that the possibility of it not happening, that's not something that you can say. You can't say that it is not going to happen, because we've seen some crazy stuff in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrencies. And obviously if that happens, the whole market implodes. Ethereum will probably go way below $1,000. The altcoins way, way down. And it's going to be a bloodbath that we might see several years of accumulation. Also, what we have to look at is the fact that we have now had 3 4-year cycles. Okay, so we have had a total of 16 years. That's 4 4-year cycles in total, which means that to expect this to continue in a normal 4-year bear market cycle might not be the case, and we might now have an extended bear market of maybe 4 years instead of 1 year. Okay, so we have 4 times 4 is 16 up, and then maybe 4 down and sideways. So that doesn't necessarily mean we continue going down, but we could go down until the end of the year, the normal cycle, and then we could spend 1 or 2 or maybe 3 years trading sideways, especially if that lines up with a potential another global recession. Who knows if that's going to happen. They've been pushing the stock market to crazy highs, but lately we've been seeing some crazy drops also of stock markets going down 8% in a single day. So the recipe is here. And just purely based on the chart, as you can see, we have deviations above and below the mean. The price can only go so far above the average before it snapbacks and reverts. It's the case with anything, whether you look at a 5-minute chart or a monthly chart, as you can see here is the case. It can only go up so much before the demand disappears, people start taking profits, people stop buying, the sellers step in, and then it jumps and it corrects back. Now, so far, we have not seen a significant deviation below this 50 SMA, but this time, maybe this cycle, especially if something like Saylor implodes or gets forced to sell, he owns 4% of the Bitcoin supply. If that gets forced to sell, we could be looking at potentially $15,000 Bitcoin, which is a gift for many who are prepared for it. But again, those who are invested right now, another 75% down would be absolutely devastating to most people. And I think that while a lot of people may say here, if you're watching this, oh, I would love $15,000 Bitcoin, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to seriously doubt the longevity of Bitcoin if that happens. And if Bitcoin is at 15K, and maybe there's some FUD with quantum computing and who knows, all that kind of stuff, right? So for me personally, I would welcome it. I would love to see $15,000 Bitcoin again. But at the same time, the amount of chaos and devastation that would cause to the market and the participants involved in this market is going to be massive. So look, in terms of market structure, let's go back and let's turn this to a weekly chart, because that's kind of still what we're looking for. There's 2 things that we're looking for at the bottom of this bear market, okay, and for it to be over and for a new bull market to come. Number 1 is timing in terms of the previous cycles. We don't know if that's going to continue to repeat, but so far it is repeating, and if that continues, then we are looking at a potential bear market bottom somewhere in Q4, probably November or December, in my opinion. So what we need for this market to become bullish again is here. We need to reclaim the 50 SMA. Very simple on the weekly chart. And currently, that is nowhere in sight. Actually, that 50 SMA is only at 90,000. So technically only back above 90,000 at this point would be considered a new bull market. Okay, and because this moves so slowly in terms of time, I think we still have several months to go. And by the time that this eventually goes lower, if this goes lower like this, we're probably only looking at something like 50,000. And then at some point, I'm just drawing here, but you get the idea. Like if we cross this, at this point, do we consider potentially a new bull market? But it could also just continue to chop here for multiple years. This could get really low into like the 40s or 30s, and then at that point, it's the same every single cycle. So that's one of the main things that I'm looking for to confirm a new bull market. Number two would be to actually look at the market structure. So if you look at market structure, let me clean up this chart. If we're looking at market structure, what we need to do, bear trend is lower lows, lower highs, right? So every time it's making lower lows, lower highs. Same thing here in previous charts all the time until it makes this higher high, which coincides with reclaiming the 50 SMA. Well, we have nothing. So at this point in time, that's about 84,000. That was the high of May of last month. So if we get back above there, potentially it gets interesting. But until that happens, we're still just making lower lows and lower highs, right? So again, this was a lower high over here, and who knows? We have this low over here, and this could do something like that. It could still go a lot lower. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a higher low and a higher high on market structure on the weekly. We're looking for a reclaim of the 50 SMA on weekly, and then we can start to talk about bull market. And until that happens, we're by definition in a bear trend here on the weekly chart, and there's absolutely no rush. Also, if you keep in mind, you can see here previous cycles, the low, you had multiple months. You had like 6 months every cycle to accumulate at the bottom, where after the final capitulation, after the total bottom for the cycle was in, we had like 6 months of sideways. I believe that potentially this cycle, like I said, we might have 12 months or 24 months of sideways after the low is in, due to the nature of the progression of the cycles and stuff like that. And obviously it's going to depend, we'll see closer to the time, based on who blows up, how bad it gets, etc. The worse the collapse is, if Saylor implodes, the longer it's going to take for this market to get back to life. I don't think there's going to be any sort of V reversal at all. If everyone's wiped out, if Saylor's out, it's going to take a long time for other people to step in to reaccumulate all those coins before we can start moving higher, and that's why basically I think like that. So now in terms of short term, in the medium term, because people are saying 60K is the bottom, if we head over to our central command trading terminal, and by the way, this is completely free to access still, the trading terminal, you can trade on there, you connect your Blowfin account, you can trade through the terminal, just as you would with your own API keys. We never touch your funds, so your funds are safe in your control in Blowfin, but you connect it through here, the official API keys, and you can trade on here. But you also have the smart overlays, which what we're using is the range deviation and the EMA ribbon. You can see here, very cool, one-click overlays like this, super cool. You can change the time frame, you can change the ticker. So we are looking here at the 1 hour Bitcoin chart, and you can see it called the top here in red, and it called the bottom here in blue. And the point of these indicators, if you don't know yet, is just to make it visually easy when things are overbought and oversold, and that you know that you have something to go by that isn't emotion-based, that isn't biased, that isn't doesn't get tired, it works 24/7, it's just purely based on price action. Okay, so when it was red over here, it was warning not too long, and at the point after the red where we flipped the EMA ribbon, that's a short, and it would have landed all the way till we turn blue again, which is a warning not to short, right? So this whole area over here, 60 to 58,000, which we just saw, it's warning over here that we should probably not be shorting, probably be closing any open shorts that we might have had from like 65, 66,000. And if we flip the EMA ribbon over here, which is only at about 61,000, but if we flip that, then we could potentially try a long back to 66, maybe even 70,000. So it is looking for now like potentially short term. We do have a bit of a bottom here. Also, if you go to the higher time frames, like for example the daily, you can start to see we start to have some confluence here that might be the case. You can see at the top the all-time highs. It called this, it was blue over here the first time at 60, and now it is blue again. Also, if you look, you go look on the weekly chart. This is a bullish RSI divergence here, where the RSI is like this. So it is possible that we do see a bit of a bounce here back to like 72,000, something like that. It is possible, unless Michael Saylor implodes. But maybe that won't happen just yet, because we do still have time. And the whole point also behind these bear cycles is that it's not just about the price going down, it's also about it taking a long period of time, usually a year, maybe longer, because the people who are still able to hold on through the price drop, they might not be able to hold on for the months and months and months of downwards and chop, and every time you lower high, eventually they capitulate close to or near the bottom. And that's how these market cycles work over and over and over. Okay, so it's the same thing every single time, where you have the Wyckoff, so you have accumulation. Let me get my pencil here. You have the accumulation, then you have the markup, then you have the distribution, and then you have the markdown. And that's just how it works over and over on all time frames, and especially on the longer time frames too. So what this means, to sum up the video, I don't think the bottom is in yet, even though short term we might be seeing a bit of a bounce again. But until we reclaim the 50 SMA on weekly, which is 90,000 currently, until we make at least a higher high, which is above the May high, above 83,000, any rally, we see these moves. They're like $10,000, $20,000 moves to the upside, but every time it makes a lower high, right? So it does that, so it could do that again, right? And then it could still continue lower once more. So I think the bottom is not in yet. I'm giving you the criteria for that invalidation. So that means a couple of things. Number one, if you are just trading spot, you don't do day trading, you don't use leverage, and you're just waiting to buy the bottom, I think so far it's still a good idea to wait that out until we either get invalidation of the bear thesis, or we indeed get the bottom as per the previous 4-year cycles somewhere in Q4. Then number two, if you are trading with leverage and you're day trading or swing trading, well, it depends on the time frame that you're trading, the amount of leverage that you're using. But I would really suggest going to check out these Central Command overlays. Like I said, it's completely free. You can use it in combination with a TradingView and your own analysis. But just to have it visually like this, whether you're looking on the daily and you're looking to take swings, with maybe 2x or 3x or maybe 5x leverage, and you're looking to buy these lows, look, I mean, if you would have bought 64, you could have gotten a rally up to the 80s, right? And the same thing now, maybe we get up to 70 or mid 70s again from here. And you can also just zoom in on the time frame, like on the hourly. The previous time it really called the top over here at around 66, 65,000, and that was a nice like $8,000 drop down to about 59, 58,000. So if this is right again, we could be looking maybe back at 65, maybe above this high, maybe above this high, maybe 67.5 before back down, maybe 70,000. So check out the Central Command Trading Terminal. The details are down below. It's completely free. You can connect your Blowfin account, easy to do. And that's pretty much it for the update here. I will be back to making more regular content, so please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and you're free to leave a comment. I do try and answer them personally. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video.